As you probably know, credit card debt is through the roof. If you've got credit card debt, you need to hear this. I'm going to show you an article and then get into some examples. With credit card debt, you're wasting a lot of money on interest. I'm going to show you the regular way, just going day to day and paying it off, and then I'll give you 2 examples of what you can do about that. Now, if you take a look at this article, it breaks it down state by state as to the delinquency rates, meaning people aren't paying back their credit cards per state. One state that came out number 1 happened to be Florida, not because necessarily its delinquency rate, which is well above 10%, as are other states, but because the amount of debt Floridians have is highest compared to their income or their salary. But first, take a look at my channel.
So take a look at the playlist page for Hack Your Finances. You can obviously subscribe at the top. Playlists to get out of debt, credit cards to use to your advantage, and investing for passive income. At the bottom, we've got a 6-lesson series to help you get out of debt. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel.
So if you've used either of these methods I've shown you, or you've got other ideas, please leave it in the comments below. I always like likes, helpful, push the videos out, and helps the channel out. So let's take a look at Florida and what they're saying, because I think a lot of people are in the same position, and I want to give you just a couple alternatives. I have many other videos on a lot of alternatives depending upon how much debt, your type of debt, and different methods. But they were saying in this article regarding Florida that the amount of credit card debt that a person's holding is around 7%, 6.95%. And the total dollar amount was $4,540. That's the average amount of debt that people are holding in Florida on credit cards. So that's the amount we're going to tackle here in some examples. So that means that the average income, based on these numbers, would be about $65,000. With that income and all the expenses, $4,500, that can be pretty crippling. So first off, let's talk about just the regular way. In other words, using a calculator. The current rate right now is average rate's around 24%. I go over this every week, whether they're going up or down. So on the balance of $4,540 at 24%, looking at what minimum payments typically are, could be more, could be less. At $120 minimum payment, it's going to take 72 months. So it's going to take 6 years to pay it off, but let's go with months. 72 months, you'll end up paying $4,000 in interest. What's the total you're going to pay? Well, in order to pay back that $4,540, not only will it take 72 months, you're going to end up paying over $8,500. Okay, so almost twice the amount that you owe. So let's look at 2 different options here. One popular one is usually called consolidation loans, or a consolidation method, but that's typically if you've got more than one debt, right? You're putting more together, you're consolidating it. We're just going to call it the average personal loan. So in this case, if you were to get a personal loan for $4,540, the average is around 12% right now, and that would make your payment $101. The payment would actually go down, your monthly payment. It would take 5 years or 60 months, so it would take less time. You're going to pay less in interest, not $4,000, but $1,500. The total you'll pay back is just over $6,000. $6,059. So you're looking at about $1,500 in interest as opposed to $4,000. The other thing that this does for you, if you're able to get a personal loan, is that it removes it on your credit report from it's going to go to what they call an installment loan instead of revolving debt. So a credit card is revolving debt. Personal loan is an installment loan because you're making a fixed amount on your payment for a fixed number of months. So it will reflect differently. But not everyone has the option of getting a personal loan. So here's another way to tackle it. You probably have already realized through some of the videos I've had that if you can add to your monthly payment, then you're going to pay it down faster. Obviously that makes sense. A lot of people can't afford to have additional money to put towards it. So what can you do? Well, in this example, we're talking about a cashback card. And there are multiple cards. I've got videos showing lots of cards. Wells Fargo card, Fidelity, Alliant, which can actually be up to 2.5%. Anyway, there are cards giving 2% cash back. If you were to use a 2% cashback card. So if your debt of $45.40 is on one of these cards, or you're able to transfer it, there are transfer fees. But using this, let's say that you're using a card with a 2% cash back. Well, you're probably thinking, I don't want to spend more money, because that's just going to obviously put me in more debt. So you're not going to spend anything more. You're going to spend what you normally spend. I have a whole video on this method. I call it Cashback Cascade. I'll put a link below. But here are the basics. Let's say that during the course of a month, you have $4,000 in expenses that you're able to put on a credit card. Some things like rent or a mortgage, you can't do that without paying additional fees. But if it's, let's say, your food bills, insurance bills, clothing, all kinds of things in your budget, and you can use any number here, it's just going to change the amount of cash back. Let's just say it's $4,000. Could be $3,000, could be $2,000, could be $1,000. So what you do when you get your salary, your income, is you put that income onto your credit card. So you say, okay, here's my credit card. I want to make a $4,000 payment. Now that $4,000 is gone, but you're going to use it to pay for things like groceries and gas and clothes and everything else. So you won't be increasing your balance. You put $4,000 on, then you buy $4,000 worth of stuff. You're paying it off by the end of the month, therefore you're not accruing any interest and your balance isn't changing. What is happening is you're getting 2% cash back on all of your expenses. In this example, 2% of $4,000 is $80. So you take your $120 minimum payment that you just keep making. At the end of the month, they'll say, congratulations, you just earned $80 cash back. You say, great, I want to apply it to my credit card. Now you're making a payment of $200. So what have you done here? You've increased your payment by $80. You haven't increased your balance. You're not paying interest on these purchases because you're paying them off. You're just, instead of using your personal debit card, let's say, from your checking account to pay your bills, you take the money out of the checking account, put it on the credit card, use your credit card to pay your bills. Same difference, net zero, but you're able to increase. So what does that do for you? It takes it down, not 72 months or 60 months, but 31 months. You're done in less than 3 years instead of 6 years. Your interest is $1,500. Your total $6,112. So you might pay less over a longer period of time using a personal loan, but you can get rid of this in 3 months. Of course, there are many variables. Some people may only be at $1,000 here, $2,000, $3,000, who knows. But these are just two of the many alternatives. The point is, as you probably realize, banks don't care about you. They just want to make money from you. They just want to take as much from you as possible. So you want to pay these things down and get rid of them so you're not paying this $4,000 in interest. They don't want you to know about this. They're not going to tell you about this. They don't care. They want that interest, not this interest. The other thing is you need to take control of your financial future because no one's going to do it for you. The government's not going to help you. Inflation's through the roof. They're printing money. Basically, they're decreasing the value of your money on a monthly basis, daily basis, weekly basis, however you want to look at it, which means you can buy less with it. So you need to take control of your financial future as fast as you can. I put out these videos every week. I appreciate it if you could like it, helps the channel out, and subscribe for more ways to take care of your debts. Thanks for watching.